Okay, so I'm going to use this video as an update for the client and for you guys. We got the Honda Civic in, and I did a little bit of digging on it today and started measuring some stuff, and it's in a lot of bit worse shape than we thought it was originally. So I started doing some measurements on this pillar. We found the pillar, or the front frame horn right here. This is all bent and pushed in on this side. So I started taking some measurements this morning. I've got a good front core support and front clip here from a Civic, so I know this isn't wrecked, and I know this is all good for measurements. So what we've got from where we can start measuring, which I've started in here. So this top hat's all custom. This isn't the same as the top hat here, so I can't use that for a measurement. But I can use the seams, and I can use the seam, and I can use this one back here, and I can use that one down there. So what I've got is about 6 inches away from this firewall. We're 3/8 of an inch in from here to the other side at the back of the motor, behind this. So I was kind of investigating and trying to figure out why this front suspension, if you notice this gap here and compare it to the driver's side, why we're so far stuffed back. And I think I found it, most of it, down in here at the firewall. This is all pushed down. So this right here has been pushed down, and this top hat has been kind of walked back at an angle like this, and then this front end's come over, and that got smushed. So I thought I was going to be able to cut at this apron these spot welds and take this part of it out, and this whole piece, the front of the core support, this whole piece, and then I thought I was going to be able to stop right here at the top at this one and this one. Measuring on the car and looking at it, we might have to take the whole top hat support out, the whole upper strut tower out, and I might have to take some of this back in here out. And the problem I run into is when they cut this off the car, they cut it just about a 1/2 inch short of where I needed it. So instead of cutting it right here at the seam, they took a Sawzall and cut right down the middle of this. If you look, this bump, so that cuts right there at the back of that bump. So I need to get the front suspension off of this thing, passenger side specifically. This has all got to come off, upper, lower, the knuckle, wheel and tire, brakes, everything needs to come out of this side so that I can measure it. I'm going to have to push on this thing from in here, from the inner frame rail, to push this thing over that direction. And this motor might be in the way. And I know that you and I talked about the possibility of you maybe doing a motor swap in this thing. It might get accelerated now because I might need that engine out of the way. The other thing that I was looking at, and I can't decide this until I get all this out and be able to measure it, but I think the K-member might be bent as well. It might have shoved it over so hard that it pooched it up in the top. I can kind of see right here that it's a little pooched up, and the steering's moved. So I need to get a bunch of stuff apart on this thing before I can really measure it and tell the story about it. So it's going to take a little bit more time and a little bit more work than what we originally thought. And I got it in here and looking at it. It's inside now, and you're in the rotation, but I got some other stuff that's in front of you that's been waiting. So if you want to come over maybe and tackle some of the suspension stuff, and then maybe talk to me about what our game plan is here, there's some stuff there you could do. But it's going to take me a minute to get on this, and then we got a lot of cutting to do. And like I said, we might have to pull this motor out. So that's where we are on the Civic. I'm going to keep measuring and draw up a diagram and get everything locked in. And then I might even put some cross supports in this thing before I cut it apart. But there's where we are with the Civic. We're going to straighten it out, and I'm committed. I'm going to save this car, but it's going to be a little bit more than what I thought and what traditional thought. So anyway, appreciate you bringing it in. Appreciate you guys following. Stay tuned right here where the van is. we got the JDM Type R that's going to be parked right here. And I think I'm going to pick that up this weekend. So anyway, stay tuned for some Civic stuff, guys. Got lots of stuff going on. I appreciate your follows. I appreciate you guys being here. Talk at you soon. Take care. Have a good week.